The second common mistake that I see is overstuffing your paragraphs, making your paragraphs a bit too long. So here's an example. Just glance at this paragraph that I'm showing you on the screen. It looks so unattractive. If I saw a document that had that paragraph in it, I probably would just skip it. It just looks too long. But for this webinar, I want to invite you to read the paragraph and think about how might you address the problem. And to address the problem, as you might have already gathered, you just need to split it into smaller paragraphs that will be easier for you human readers to parse. So let me pause here and give you a chance to read the paragraph. Think, where would you break it up? How would you do it? And because silence just sometimes makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to give you a tune, a soundtrack to your reading. Okay, let's go. Ah, what a great tune. Where have I heard that before? Okay, did you get a chance to think about how you would split this paragraph? Because that's what your readers want. What your readers want are ideas in easy to process chunks, small digestible chunks, rather than the big overstuffed paragraph. And so here's how I would do it. What I'm looking for are ideas that can be represented by several sentences that might stand on their own. And I think this is a reasonable way to break that paragraph up. And what I want you to notice here, by the way, going back to mistake number one, is that here in these individual smaller paragraphs, I have a reasonable topic sentences. Each one previews the key idea of each smaller paragraph. It would be a mistake to move these paragraphs to the end of their corresponding paragraphs because of what we discussed in the beginning of this session. And now this is easy to scan. A reader can glance at the first paragraph, the second, the third, get the key ideas, move on. The less time they spend reading your content, the more likely they are to actually pay attention and understand your ideas. And so with this in mind, think about how you structure your content. And to avoid overstuffing the paragraphs, here's my advice. First, don't spend too much time thinking about your structure if you're not yet sure what should go into a single paragraph. I suggest just jot down your thoughts as they flow from your mind onto your screen. Next, take your sentences and group them, move them around if necessary, so that each grouping of your sentences corresponds to an idea that is discrete, one major idea per grouping. That grouping will eventually be a paragraph. And then turn each grouping into a paragraph by adding or moving forward the main point of that grouping. That is going to be the topic sentence. Then adjust the following sentences to properly flow grammatically and in terms of your explanation. So this is the algorithm, my recommendation for structuring your ideas.